On this edition of the Koffers, just a boy and his dog. Well, guys, I managed to find a Suko. So, in my videos last week about the rest of the line, I could not find a Suko in any of the cases that were open for me. I've been scouring Walmarts around my area since, looking for the Battle Roars and this guy in particular. No luck. So, this evening, as of this recording, I happened to pop into a Target for something completely unrelated. Figured I'd go down the toy aisle and take a look, and to my bewilderment, sitting behind what looked like a fresh pack that was open, there was the standard Godzilla, it was Shimo, and Suko. So we're going to crack this guy open. We're going to take a look at the whole box like we do with the other videos, and check out how this new tiny little Kong stands up to the rest of the figures. So our prerequisite box look. The standard box, there's Suko, and of course he comes with Doug. Let's take a look on the back. So here is the lineup, much like the Kong one. As you can see, those are the standard guys. Let's pull back to the rest of the box. There you go. So let's get a zoom in on, so there's your standard. That's the same text that's been going about since these things came out. Now let's look at the title card. You can see there, scrappy little fighter, scrappy little dude. So this is what this figure is offering that none of the other figures seem to have. Fully articulated and posable. So you can see detailing on there. We'll see how this compares to the actual figure. And then there's Doug, which his little card just gives you right there, Doug. So let's get to the fun part. Let's crack this bad boy open. Alrighty, we got him open. Doug was only a 2-strap, but he was strapped down pretty hard, as you can see. And again, hats off to Playmates for this fold open plastic molding, which is where this guy was stored. So let's get rid of the box and get into the review. All right, we're going to start with Suko. So he stands approximately about 3.5 inches. So in line with the other figures to an extent. I mean, it's not a clear 1-to-1, but when you're dealing with, basically a child figure, and Kong and Godzilla are supposed to be full size, you're not going to, especially in this line, you're not going to get a 1-to-1 scale. That said, put this guy away real quick. He is pretty cool. So he actually has a pretty good paint job on him. Honestly, it's several toned, but there is great detailing paint-wise in the face, as you can see. Eyes don't have the googliness of the Godzilla. The Godzilla was arguably the worst offender of eye paint job. There's a little bit of fading up in the hairline, so pretty layered. And he is one solid color on the back. Now let's talk about the big thing with this figure. The articulation. Of all of the Godzilla Kong figures, the apes do have the most articulation, but he looks like he is articulated everywhere. So you have full range motion shoulder joints, as you can see. The elbow does not rotate. Actually, it does. I was wrong. So you have full rotation in the elbow. Sorry, get a better shot there. It's on a ball and socket, as you can see. And the hand, full rotation as well. So the head is on a good swivel. Doesn't move up or down. Now this is a big one. He is actually articulated at the waist, which even Kong didn't have, which I was a little disappointed by. I believe Scar King had the articulation as well. And the legs are also on a full ball joint. So you get full range motion. The knee. Sorry. The knee is just a basic hinge. As you can see, doesn't have the rotation that the shoulder has, but the foot does rotate as well. So making him arguably the most articulated of the entire line. Now let's talk the accessory. It is essentially a rock. That is it. It's a solid piece. Looks like, a bad piece of popcorn or just a malformed peanut. But that's it. One solid color. Just a rock. Yeah, I guess he throws rocks in the movie. And the rock just essentially sits in his hand. There's no grip on it. There's no piece that goes, clips in or anything like that. It literally just sits. In fact, I spent a couple minutes trying to get it right without throwing off the balance of the actual figure. You can do it with both hands. I just chose this one. So essentially it's a throwaway accessory. I doubt any kids really be playing with a rock. And if I know from my childhood, this will get lost real quick. But that's kind of what you get. Now let's take a look at Doug. A figure a lot of people were surprised by, and actually, from what I've seen online, pretty stoked by. The first large-scale Doug figure that wasn't a plushie or one of the... in fact, I don't even know they made in that line. In fact, I think this is the first official Doug figure. This might be the real... I don't believe that the Playmates made the little plastic 3-inch one. So I think this is the first guy. So I think that's probably why a lot of people are hyped. They kind of like the dude. So he is one solid piece, essentially. He does have some minor articulation. The tail does swivel back and forth, kind of like a dog's, as you can see there. The head does move back and forth. Absolutely no jaw articulation whatsoever. He's got a very minor paint job on the eyes, but other than that, he is solid black. So what do we got on the foot right there? That cut out a little bit. So I'm trying to get a better picture. So yeah, essentially this weird serial number right here. Don't know what that means, what that is, but that is part of the figure. Let's flip him back over. So he's about like 4 inches long. Put him next to... So yeah, it's about 4 inches. But he's kind of cool. Considering how small Suko is, it made sense to add another figure for the $10 price range that you're paying for this stuff. And for people like me that love more deep cut stuff, ancillary characters, yeah, I'm kind of happy to have a little Doug. Could it be better? Sure, but he does feel like an afterthought, like, hey, we're asking people to spend $10 on this tiny little figure, let's throw on something extra. And he does not look like he's an expensive figure to make. He's the very basic of mobility, literally just the forearms and legs that move to an extent. There's no joints or anything in him. That's it. He does have some detailing, as you can see. The tail lines up. It's kind of like a crocodile's. So yeah, so that is Doug. And that is Suko and Doug. So the last of the current line of the Playmates figures. I did find this guy, like I said at the beginning of the video, I found him in a Target. Some people have been saying he's a Target exclusive. I've seen no information saying anything but. So your best bet, if you're out there hunting for him, Target, it was $10, much like the rest of the 6-inch line. And as you get, you get 2 figures, essentially $5 a piece with the tiny little rock. So overall, not bad. Action figure wise, ironically, he is the best one. Kong, I would say, was the second. Then Scar King, Shimo, and then the evolved Godzilla. I haven't done the review on the standard Godzilla because it is essentially just a repaint of the Godzilla vs. Kong version. So it feels moot. And I don't want to spend $10 on a figure that's been bought like 3 other times for other things. So this will wrap up officially the full review of the 6-inch line. I am going to try to get the RC. I've been on the hunt for that and a couple other things. But I guess this is all Playmates has to offer, other than I did post news that, at least in China, the little 3-inch figures were released. And there was a couple of other characters in that weren't part of the Crystal line, including I think they're calling them Warhogs. I got to double check on that. But yeah, there you guys go. So again, if you've liked these videos, I know this one's a little more downbeat. That's on me because it's late at night as I'm doing this, so I'm a little tired. We do have a show. It's called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com, and you can listen to the show if you don't want to download it from there on your favorite podcast streamers. And if you like what you see, give us a like, give us a follow, let us know, or don't. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's a free country. And that will wrap it up for this review. Thanks for watching, guys.